Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to specifically the Sleep Mechanics and Strategy Talks guys. In this episode, I'm talking about something that is a very interesting topic of discussion in this game. And there's really kind of two layers to it. And that is the concept of shiny hunting. Now, shiny hunting in this game is kind of impossible to really do. It's a weird thing in the game because realistically, there's no way to boost your shiny odds just by default. However, there is a way to increase the number of shinies that you encounter, and that is through increasing your raw encounters, because every encounter has the same chance of being a shiny. So increasing the number of encounters per day increases the odds that you encounter a shiny. So in order to increase shiny odds, increase encounters. And notably, also, there are events that occur that increase shiny odds for certain Pokemon, and sometimes increase shiny odds for all Pokemon. It is pivotal that if you want to catch as many shiny Pokemon as possible, that it is important to employ these tactics that I'm going to discuss to increase encounters during those particular weeks. Additionally, if you want to shiny hunt a specific type of Pokemon, the only way to do that is know when it is shiny boosted or when there are shiny boosts in general, and use those specific weeks to go to islands that the Pokemon that you want a specific shiny of is boosted. So, for example, Valentine's Day is coming up. They've said that certain types of Pokemon will be boosted in shiny odds. That is likely to include the Pokemon that are boosted overall. So if you want shiny Absol, say, then maybe take this week to go to Snowdrop Tundra to encounter as many Absol as possible. That's just an example that comes off the top of my head. But realistically, those methods are then utilizing event boosts is going to be far more impactful than any of the strategies discussed in this video. Additionally, if you have access to paid Rain on X, then... Oh, sorry about this. I just realized I haven't set up my inputs correctly. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. So, Rain on X does have a tool here that's pretty useful. It's to help you snipe a particular Pokemon. If you really want to catch one particular shiny, using this tool to maximize the spawns of that particular Pokemon is going to further boost your odds of finding a shiny of that Pokemon. I'm not going to go into how to use this tool today. If you want a video about that, then maybe I'll make a discussion for it. I'm not very likely to do it because it is a paid access feature only. And I'd like to dedicate my time to things that everyone has access to. But if there's enough interest, I'll show off how to use this tool for you guys and other tools similar. Now, I made a spreadsheet, as I typically do, because like I said, the only way to truly boost your shiny odds outside of taking advantage of those events is to just increase your encounter amounts. And obviously, as you double your number of encounters, then you double your the amount of shinies you are likely to encounter in a day, a week, month, or year. And as per every single morning, you technically have a binomial distribution chance of encountering a Pokemon based off how many different Pokemon you're seeing. So every day when you wake up, now I've used 1 in 410 for my shiny odds. From what I've seen online, there doesn't necessarily seem to be a for sure agreed upon number for what the shiny odds are in this game. I've seen estimates that range from 1 in 400 to 1 in 500. I used 1 in 410 because it was the one that seemed to have the most backing for it. However, this calculator, you can just plug in different amounts and you get different numbers based off of whatever it is. The concepts are going to be the same no matter what the shiny odds are. So, yeah, you could even make this 1 in 20. Now, it does kind of break the yearly analysis. But the daily analysis is still going to be the same. The odds of encountering a Pokemon, or that many Pokemon per night. So, yeah, we'll go back to 410 for that. So, overall, when you wake up in the morning, If you encounter 8 Pokemon, which is the amount that you can maximally get on any normal, like just you sleep at 100% sleep score, don't have any good camp ticket active, don't have any incenses active, then your odds of encountering a shiny Pokemon are roughly 1 in 1.9%, if it's the 410 odds. But just by having a 9th Pokemon there available, that then adds one more Pokemon that could potentially be shiny, bringing your odds to a 2.15% chance, which is a roughly 11% increase in the chance to encounter a shiny, which is going to increase the amount of shinies encountered over the course of a day by a significant amount. You can see that the amount of encountering shinies at all is way down here. These are the totals, because that is the odds of encountering 1 shiny. Then there's the odds of encountering 2 shinies, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or even 9. Obviously, it's basically 0% past a certain amount because that's so ridiculously rare. Then what are the odds? Very slim. But it all totals together to be roughly 1.9 versus 2.2% chance of encountering a shiny. Just by employing the use of a good camp ticket. So, first lesson to be learned here is if you want to encounter more shinies per week, or per year even, the best thing is to just run a good camp ticket all the time. Now, that is a very pay-to-win strategy, because the only way to get access to good camp ticket 24/7 is through spending money on diamonds. But if you want to shiny hunt, that is the way to go about it. And especially, use those good camp tickets during shiny boosted weeks, because that skews these odds even more. If it is 1 in 20, which from what I've seen, once again, this doesn't seem to be necessarily agreed upon, but from what I've seen in general, it looks like 1 in 20 is the generally agreed upon odds for Pokemon during shiny boosted weeks. You can see that it boosted from 27% to 29%, and the overall chance of encountering shinies boosts from 33 to 36%. That's a pretty significant boost for just 1 extra Pokemon spawning in, which good camp ticket does that. Now, I've seen in the past, I've heard a theory that a good camp ticket, or if a Pokemon's guaranteed to be hungry, then the way the game rolls it is it rolls for hungry, and then if it's hungry, it rolls for shiny. That's not true. That's not how the game processes it, because if that was the case, we'd see tremendously higher shiny odds when using a good camp ticket. We don't see that data anywhere, so it has to be that it just rolls for both, either one at the same time, which means that using something like a good camp ticket or using a friend instance isn't going to boost your shiny odds. At one point, I think there were some people out there that believed that doing that would increase it, because forcing hungry would then force a roll on the shiny table, because the way it processed it was roll shiny, or roll hungry, then roll shiny, but it just rolls it all at once. So don't go thinking that your friend incenses or your good camp tickets are going to increase your shiny odds, because they don't. However, good camp ticket does, because it increases the number of encounters. But the other big thing that you can be doing to increasing your number of encounters per day, to increase the amount of shinies that you find, is by increasing your number of sleep sessions. In fact, I put in here for 16 encounters versus 17 encounters per day. So that's what the comparison here is, 8 versus 9. Here's 16 versus 17. 16 would be if you have a high enough Snorlax strength to split your sleep sessions in 2 sleep sessions and encounter 8 Pokemon in both ones. And 17 is if you're doing the same thing, but with a good camp ticket. As you can see, it roughly doubles your odds of encountering a shiny, getting up to almost 4% per night, which is pretty significant when you consider that 4% is roughly 1 in every 25 days. That's roughly 1 per month. Now, that's not perfect odds, because as you can see, the odds of encountering any shinies per month when using a good camp ticket all week and splitting your sleep sessions like that is roughly a 1 in 4 chance. But some months you're going to have better than others. Other months you're going to have worse than others, because as you can see, the odds of encountering 2 shinies in a month is roughly 3% if you're using those tactics. But it's less than 1% if you're only just getting 1 sleep session per day and not using a good camp ticket. So, obviously, the more shinies... Oh no, that's per week. Sorry. I gave that wrong. So, per month is actually 71% chance. There's still lower odds, though. Like, the odds are still only about 70%. I thought it seemed off that I said 1 in 4. 1 in 4 per week. 1 in every 4 weeks, roughly, you'll get at least one shiny. With base rates. Versus 7 in 10 months, you'll be getting at least one shiny. Now, I also made it that it accounts for the count per year. Roughly how many do you get over the course of a year if you're using these different methods. And as you can see, it's roughly about 7 per year if you just do one sleep session every night and there's no shiny boosted odds. But it's roughly 7 or 8 if you just use a good camp ticket all the time. But if you're splitting your sleep sessions, then obviously that doubles to 14 or 16 even for employing these other methods. So, or 14 or 15, roughly. So, clearly, that is your best way to shiny hunt in this game. If you want a specific one, obviously target those specific ones, but overall, that is increasing encounters as of right now is the only way to increase shiny odds in this game, which is unfortunate, but I think it almost gives them more value. I kind of like the way that it's designed to an extent, because if you could increase the shiny odds, then it would make them have less value. They might be an exchange to get more shinies for more strength or something. Like if it was a skill or something that increased shiny odds, then that would be a bit more interesting, but I think then people would get more shinies. Shiny odds are pretty generous in this game. So, yeah. If you have enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you've learned something, then be sure to do that as well. I always try to be informative in my videos, and yeah. As always, I thank you guys for watching and hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.